Hi, this is Judy Blakeney here, and the purpose of this recording is to teach you how to begin or start a Google form. You'll need to be open in your Drive. First, you go to New and go to More, and then you'll see Google Forms pop out on the after the More tab. Click on that. I happen to have shared this folder, so I will be able to open it. Now this is within my school site domain. If I want people within the school to be recorded, I'll use this request, require Capistrano Unified School District login to view this form, which means students who have their logins will be recorded. If I want to share back the results, I automatically collect respondents' username. I can also show progress or allow only one response, like if you have only one test. If the questions aren't sequential, you can shuffle the question order as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a title, and sample Google survey. I'll make that the title. And notice when I collect that answer with that title, it just shows up there. Well, it should. No. Oh, you know what? It's right here. When I select this and title it, it'll automatically give that the same title. Okay. On this one, there are multiple kinds of questions that I can have. I can look at the question types here for multiple choices. Text, that's if I want a short answer. Paragraph text would be a longer one. Multiple choice. Check boxes, choose from a list. We won't deal with these. These are a little bit more advanced. But you also can see down here the different types of basic questions you can have, advanced questions, and then these are layout things we're not going to deal with in this survey. So in this question title, I might say, what is your first name? You can put question information here. Now this wouldn't be a multiple choice, this would probably be a short text. So there's the text. I can make it required. If I decide that I like that, I will say I'm done. Maybe I want to copy this so I can make another question just like it and change this to what is your last name, and that'll be text, required question, and done. So I have those two. That's a good place to start if you want to alphabetize your groups and you don't have to worry about the logins. Perhaps I want to add a number, another thing. Let's see, check boxes. And this will give me different boxes that they can check. Could be numbers, letters. So how many classes do you take currently? And might be a number 1, 2, 3. Now notice I'm putting numbers in here because it can be easier to sort with just numbers, and I can also add an other so they can have their own. I'm going to make this a required question and done. Okay, I'm going to just stop here in terms of the design process. That's the edit the questions. The next thing is that you actually have the form that you see what it looks like. I'm going to view live form just to see what it looks like right now. This is sort of the default. It's very simple. So I'll go back to edit this form, and I can select change theme. And here I have some pre-made ones that I can choose, or I can also go in and customize. And let's say I want to look for different header. I'm going to choose an image for the header, which is the top part. And I have all of these various ideas that I can use. So you could do some thematically, depending on the time of year, graduation here. I'm going to select that one. And it can be here like this partial. I can also fit to width. You can change a lot more background information over here on this. So we have the two parts: edit the question, change the theme, and then the back end is the data that you collect, which is where you view responses, and this responds in a Google Sheets document. I'm just going to click this. It's going to create a Google Sheet, and so this is what it will look like. If I want all of these answers to wrap, I'll click the magic box up here and put format, text wrapping, wrap. That means everything on the form will now wrap like that. I like my forms better that way. Okay, so this is going to be the end result that you're going to have this survey. Notice each one of these opens a new tab to look at it, but I'll go back to the questions. When I'm happy with it, I just send the form. And rather than getting this long URL, I can also get a short URL, which is a shortener one. And I've got a copy, and then I can take a copy. I can either Google Plus, send it Google Plus by Facebook or tweet. I can also enter, if I have a group that I've set up, like a class group, I could send it up by a group, email addresses, or whatever. Okay, so then you would take that and share it with people as long as they, and this one, they have to have requires a Capistrano Unified login. So if they don't have one, if you're doing for parents, you'd want to take that off. And that means people outside the district could answer it, or somebody who within the district who didn't have their login, but you'd still capture it. Well, that's a brief overview of how to start and create a sample Google survey using Google Forms.